This way Guken wants to know, what impact does Korean television and Korean movies, what kind of impact do those things have on Korean society? Recently I was rewatching kind of a childhood television show, at least for me a childhood television show, which is Friends. And many people know it and are familiar with it, and I won't go into an explanation of what it is because I assume you've probably seen it because it's so popular. And when I was rewatching it, there was this thing that kind of really struck me, something that really stood out to me, which was whenever some of the friends who are girls wanted the guys to do something, they would often say, "Hey Joey, hey Chandler, if you do this, we'll kiss." Ooh, like two girls kissing was this thing that Joey and Chandler, the guys, always wanted to see. Even though the two girls were their very platonic friends, they were still like, "Whoa, dude, two girls kissing, that's so cool, that's so neat." And I realized that Friends had kind of a huge impact on the way that I see the world because I grew up with Friends. It started when I was in elementary school and it ended when I was finishing high school. So in that amount of time when I was watching it, it was really during a lot of formative years where I was figuring things out. And I realized when I was growing up, I too would be like, "Whoa, two chicks kiss is so amazing." And especially at like a high school party, if there were two girls that were about to kiss, it was like, "Everyone, we gotta check out two chicks kissing." And since then, since I've grown up, I realized that two girls kissing makes zero impact on me. I really don't care. It's really not my thing. I like girls. There's a lot of stuff I like about girls, but two girls kissing is in no way sexually awesome for me. But I used to act like that. I used to say, "Oh my God, two girls are kissing. That's so amazing." And it was because of Friends, because Friends taught me a lot of things about how to live. I've always been kind of skeptical about the influence of like television and video games on culture and the way people act, because people will say, "Oh, violent video games are making kids more violent," which I'm not really sure about, or, you know, men or women are portrayed this way in media, so it's making men or women in the world this way, which I agree with to some degree, but it was not until I realized this thing with Friends that I realized, wow, media has a huge impact on the way people think. And beyond just two girls kissing, I realized the way that the friends in the TV show would date and hang out was really a big model for the way that I would date and hang out. And as I was thinking about this, I was thinking, well, what kind of influence does Korean media have on Korean people and on Korean society and Korean culture? And I realized that there's kind of two, when you talk about Korean television, and honestly, the reason I'm asking everyone what you guys think is because I really haven't seen that much Korean television, because I personally just don't like it that much. And I realized that Korean television is chopped into two different pieces. There's basically 예능, where some celebrities or famous people watch some other people doing something and comment on it, or they themselves do some sort of challenges and they all laugh. And so I don't know what influence that has on Korean society. But then I thought about the other popular form of television in Korea, which is dramas. And dramas, I think, must have some influence on society, maybe even more so, because I feel like one of the things we really learn from media is how to do relationships and how to meet with people and do things with people. And I realized the most obvious effect that Korean dramas possibly have on Korean culture is the typical Korean drama story. At the core is rich man meets poor woman, they fall in love, rich man kind of saves the poor woman. And of course, what kind of influence does that have on people? I mean, it teaches women, you should look for a rich man, that's the kind of ideal man you want. And it probably teaches men that, like, if you want women, if you want, and of course it's a drama and they're all actors, so the woman is very pretty, if you want pretty women, you better be rich. Now, that is a very surface level obvious thing, and you know, even if it's not consciously making people go, "I want to be rich because I saw a guy in a drama who was rich and he got girls," you know, it's the way that culture works is it's kind of like a programming, and it programs you to think this subconsciously. But the thing that I'm really curious about, the thing I want to hear from viewers, and please leave comments and join my chat room if you really want to talk about it, go to parkdae.com and join my chat room. The real thing I want to know is, what kind of influence do you guys think Korean media has had on Korean society? Korean media doesn't have to be television. It could be movies or even music or whatever, because I'm really curious about Korean culture and I want to know what you guys think are some of the impacts of Korean media on Korean society.